Hi, Sam. How are you?
Hi, I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm happy to finally sit down with you. I feel like we had this scheduled so long ago and things kept coming up, right?
We did, yes. And COVID came to bite me. So that
Yes.
was why we rescheduled initially, yes.
COVID hit my house as well. I don't know many who have gotten by without it.
It was actually the first time throughout the whole pandemic that I have actually had COVID.
Yes, same
So
here. Same here with my house too and my kids. So, okay, I'm glad we got it over with and hopefully it doesn't come back.
it's banished from my house now. It's not allowed back.
It's
That's
not
it.
allowed. It's not allowed here either. I'm just going to introduce you to our readers. I'm here with Samantha Fisher. She is one of our Raventail authors coming to us from Wales. And I'm really excited to get to know you a little bit more. Why don't you just tell me a little bit about yourself and how you started writing?
Um, so I'm not going to tell you how old I am.
No, I wouldn't.
Because
I
that's a
wouldn't ask
woman's
that
prerogative to
question.
not do that.
No,
Okay, so I'm married to a man who is
25.
in, yes, with a little bit of experience.
I love it.
So I'm married to a man who's in the Royal Air Force, and we've travelled around the UK together for about 15 years now. And that has kind of really helped with the inspiration for this series because it's very military focused, not necessarily the military persons themselves, but their families and the experiences that they go through. I thought it was an interesting side to tell the story from. Most books, most films that have that military focus, it's about the serving person. And I think families are an underrepresented voice. And it just seemed like a fun idea to throw that bit of representation in there for my family, for myself, for my children, for my friends and their children, and combine it with horror, which I've loved since I was 5 and
Wow.
sneaking looks at things I shouldn't have been.
I'm sure.
So I've been writing probably since I was about 9 or 10.
Wow.
When I discovered the Goosebumps books, and decided that it would just be really fun to have a go myself. So
That's
it's
awesome.
something I never grew out of, really.
Wow. So now tell me how does the horror aspect fit into the family experiences of these, military men and women? Is it fiction stories, nonfiction? Tell me about that.
It's a mixture of both.
Okay.
So back in our first posting about 14 years ago, when we just struck out into the big world on our own and purchased the internet, one of the things I used to like to do was research the different bases that we lived at or the ones that we were going to.
Wow.
And there were a lot of message boards out there from people who'd served at particular bases or they had grown up as a child at particular bases, and they all had their various ghost stories, I discovered.
Mm.
And that I found really fascinating
I'm
because,
sure it excited you instead
yes,
of deterred you from
absolutely.
living there.
Most normal people it would put them off immensely, but I was
Yes.
like, great, where are the ghosts? Show me. So there are lots of stories, and that was to me a good way to, as I say, tap into something I had experience of, the whole military lifestyle, but then to combine it with something that I loved, and I knew I wanted to be a horror writer. It was just finding that initial idea that would spark somebody's interest and make them willing to take a chance on what I was writing. So,
I love that.
yeah,
And
hopefully lots of people love that.
How did you find Raventail?
I actually found Raventail on Facebook
Oh, nice.
through, I started to, when I had more time, when the children were a little bit older, and I started to focus a lot more on writing. And I noticed open submission calls coming up for anthologies, for magazines. I applied to a few of those. And then obviously because of Facebook algorithms, you then start to see more of the same in your timeline. So various other publishers started to pop up. I'd seen Raventail a couple of times. I'd, by this point, finished the first and second books, and I was looking for a home for them. I'd had a few, I suppose, near misses, really, where I was receiving letters saying, oh, almost, but not quite. And then I saw Raventail and I thought, well, take a chance with this one and let's see. And it paid off.
Good. I'm so glad to hear it. And so, all right, I'm kind of circling back to the first book is called Deadly Secrets.
It is, yes.
Can you give me and our viewers a little story that you experienced?
Ooh, so I wouldn't say there's anything in Deadly Secrets that I have had as a direct experience.
Okay.
So that is a story from my own imagination. Books 3 and 4 of the series are more rooted in things that I have definitely pulled off message boards, and I won't get too much into that one because I don't
want to give it away. But speaking of books 3 and 4, you're currently working on them?
I am, yes.
And how's that going?
It's going well when I don't have COVID.
Yeah.
I find it enjoyable. I am one of those people who really just enjoys sitting down for 3 hours in complete silence and telling stories. So that's, to me, that's perfect. So I'm enjoying it, and it's coming along. It's all planned. I think I'm about 9 chapters in so far.
That's great.
So a decent chunk, and I won't say too much because we do not want to give it away. No, I'm one of these people who will let something slip that I shouldn't.
No, I completely understand. What about something from Deadly Secrets? Can you give a little excerpt or, your favorite story from the book, perhaps?
So it's about a family who move to the island of Anglesey, which is where I actually live. So it's sort of loosely based at the base that my husband is currently posted at. Slight changes and tweaks to the landscape.
Okay.
So that things are not too similar.
Right.
But it focuses on a family who have moved from a base in England to this base in Wales. The father is currently deployed. The mother has had a new baby. And then she also has her elder daughter, Paige. And then they have, who has now become the middle child, Griff, who is not at all impressed by any of this situation. So he is, he's quite fun. Typical
do you
little
use
brother.
Your own children? Sorry to butt in, but do you use your own children for inspiration for some of the characters?
Little bits. I wouldn't say that either Paige or Griffin are a direct copy of any of mine, but I think there's definitely little bits of their personalities in there. It's hard to avoid that when you spend a lot of time around,
of course,
children, and you're writing a child character. You do find that you pull things in from real life, if really just to make it more authentic.
Of course.
So yes, they end up in this base, and they receive their new married quarter, which is what we call the houses that you are given to live in. And they start to realize that things are happening in the house that shouldn't be happening. And then they start to hear rumors from the rest of the community about the house, about various things that have happened in the house a long time before, but also about things that have then spiraled from that particular event. So initially, you
Yeah, I
prepare to
love
go
the
into a
sounds of it.
ghost story.
Yep. And it sounds like the perfect setup for a series, you know. I could see like a television series or on streaming or something like that. So I'm really excited to see what's to come for you and Raventail. And thank you for sitting down with me and telling me more about it. Deadly Secrets is available on Amazon, and be sure to check out the other books that are coming in the series. How many do you have planned?
Initially 6, but then there are so many bases and so many stories.
So many
Who knows?
opportunities.
Who knows?
I love it. I love it. Well, I can't wait to see more. And thank you so much for meeting with me.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, I hope our viewers enjoy getting to know you a little bit more and picking up Deadly Secrets.
Thank you.
Of course. Okay. I'll talk to you soon, Sam.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.